Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at security guards share the scariest stories. Yeah, let's just get right into the video. I've worked security on and off for several years to supplement my income, so I've heard quite a few creepy stories from co-workers. Probably the most legitimately scary story I've heard was from a guard that was working in a closed down arena. The building is more than 100 years old, but it hasn't been used since the early 2000s. The city is keeping up with basic maintenance as it waits for a buyer. There's usually one guard assigned to the building. It's a 6,000 seat arena with a huge basement and 2 additional floors that have lots of old office spaces, dressing rooms, and a separate smaller community theatre type stage that's upstairs. The usual guard is doing his rounds through the building. The building itself is very interesting, as it's largely unchanged since the heydays of the 70s and 80s. The upper floors are largely dark and are pretty creepy. Anyway, the guard is doing his normal rounds but feels unnaturally creeped out. It's his normal post, but something feels different today. He's feeling jumpy but shakes it off and continues. He's a very diligent guy, so he walks every floor of the building. He's in the very top of the catwalk system above the main arena where the old spotlighting equipment was. It's a narrow wooden catwalk system. Suddenly he hears a loud creak behind him, like someone is walking. He spins around and sees a guy standing there. The guy is frozen mid-stride like he's been tiptoeing behind him. Guy has an unsettling, mischievous-looking smile on his face, like he's been caught with his hand in a cookie jar. Dude had a big steel pipe in his hand instead of a cookie though. Guard pulls his gun and guy takes off running in the opposite direction and disappears into the building. Cops come and sweep the building with a K9 but don't find him. They do find that he's been playing in the dust that's on top of the old concession counters. He had written a bunch of bizarre type unsettling rhymes and drew a bunch of stick figures hanging. The speculation is that it was some crazy homeless guy that had been hiding in the building a few days and had made a game of following the guards without them knowing it. I saw the writing still on the counters the last time I was there. That's creepy. I wouldn't be working there, the amount of money. I mean, how much though? No, but seriously, that's freaking creepy. Just him alone in the whole building? What? Man, so they just have to like walk around to make sure no one is there? Dude, that's scary. That's the scariest, is because when you do that kind of thing, you're kind of expecting someone is there. You know? You're basically looking for someone to make sure nobody is there. That's scary. Once we had a seemingly homeless guy crawl into a crawl space trying to hide in our casino. He suffocated and we found his body 5 days later after a smell and biomatter had appeared on one side of the wall. Oh my god. I was doing security in a hospital at the time. Decided to do the basement patrol with a flashlight for funsies. I was sweeping the light onto the offices when I saw a semi-transparent man staring back at me from the inside of the rooms. Well, I nearly shit myself before I realized I had caught my own reflection in the glass because of the flashlight. The fact that they were like so brave about it, you know? They were like, I'm just gonna do this for fun because nothing's gonna happen to me. I'm not scared.
Oh shit!
Apart from the usual voices you hear, shades you see, light cracks, creepy old buildings, etc., one night I was passing by a playground park at around 3 a.m. and spotted an adult male and what appeared to be a kid 5 to 6 years of ages, both swinging in total silence on them swings you have for children. It was cold and rainy, and both of them were poorly clothed for this type of year and especially weather. Didn't seem homeless though. Pretty unusual stuff to do at 3 a.m. with a kid, you would say. I had lots of different things cross my mind that moment, so I decided to take a closer look since I thought I was tripping. As soon as I got close enough for them to see me, still far from them, they just stared at me for a brief second and started running as fast as they could. Again, without a single word spoken or voice or sound being made. Not sure where they ran because I had to scratch my eyes for a second time to check if I was asleep or not. Oh! What the? Yeah, I've always believed in this. Like seeing ghosts in the park at night. Yeah, you know, like when the swing is swinging when nobody's on it. Yeah, but damn. I guess these were just people then. I was a kid there. You know what? It might have only been the adult. Like the guy there. And the kid was a ghost. So he thought he was swinging alone. But there was a kid next to him. There we go. My dad had a job going around and checking schools to make sure everything was properly alarmed. Locked down during summer breaks. Had about 15 to 20 on his list and would try to bang them out all in an evening so he could have the next few days off. Told me that one of the schools was a Catholic elementary school. Very run down and old. Always gave him the creeps. There was a room in there that had a big-ass Virgin Mary statue, and it made him feel uncomfortable whenever he'd check in there, so he never spent much time hanging around that room. The last year he did that as a job. Upon closer inspection, he discovered that the statue was actually hollow, so it could be moved around easier presumably, and also that the eyes of the statue had small jewel holes in them, so someone could hypothetically hide inside and watch people without them knowing. Oh my god. Ooh. To this day, that's what he speculates was happening when he'd be there. I think so too. That's why he had like a weird feeling. When you feel like someone is watching you, you get a weird feeling. That's what he was feeling. Oh my gosh. That's freaking creepy. Okay, this one is the creepiest one. Yeah, this one is the creepiest one. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no, man. Imagine like you thinking back about all of that and you realizing that's why you felt weird every single time you were in that room. Every single time you were cleaning, there was probably someone watching you in that statue. Ugh. My dad used to work security guard jobs after he retired because he could. He was on site overnight shift at a paper mill here in Oregon, and that's part of a small town and is at the edge of the Cascades. He noticed over the course of about 3 nights that all of a sudden, all of the little critters he was used to seeing in the lumberyard were just gone. It was weird and quiet, and he was about to set out on his rounds when something made him pause and take a big step backwards into the cover of the guard's shack. It's a good thing too, because the great horned owl's talons missed his head by about 6 inches. Those birds are big, and they're territorial as F. Dad said they stuck around just long enough to kill every living thing under 30 pounds in the area, and they moved on. What? I didn't know they did that. Oh wait, I didn't even know they could do that. Like, they're that freaking aggressive. Used to work at a hospital that was mainly used for mental health. It had fully secured doors, and it was our job to control combative patients. Many patients were waiting for felony trials, so lots of stories. The worst was we did a welfare check on a vehicle in our ER parking lot. They had been sitting there around an hour or so. The guy inside the car wasn't responding to our attempts to get his attention. Opened his car door up and he was trying to dig his own foot off with a flathead screwdriver. He had gotten all the way down to the ankle bones on one whole side. We had to wrestle him into the ER as he was on a ton of meth. Seeing the ankle like that and the guy's almost feral-like state was like something out of a zombie movie. Ooh, that is scary. Seeing someone just out of their mind, I think that's the scariest. I think that's even scarier than like seeing a ghost, right? Some ghosts, right? They can be nice. I'm looking behind just in case. Got a call on the radio about something happening in the bathroom of our main building as there was a crowd forming. My brother and I approached the scene on foot since we were a walking distance away. We walked into the bathroom and I could see 2 very pale blue-veined legs in one of the stalls. A man died on the toilet. His wife and kids were there, and apparently the last thing the woman said to her husband was, "Could you hurry it up, you're slowing us down." It was one thing to see the body, and another to see the look on the kids' faces when they found out. Oh my gosh. That's sad. About 15 years ago, I was a guard at a pastry manufacturing plant. At night, it was a cold, creepy place filled with weird machinery and very much in a really bad part of town. There was a catwalk above some of the machines that led to offices, with a long metal staircase. Around the beginning of the staircase was a metal cage with a gate I had the key to. Nobody else was there. Up on the catwalk, there were hooks with lab coats, 3 coats with 5 hooks. All were hung on the side where the catwalk met the stairs, so the far 2 hooks were empty. After I made my round this night, I came back and noticed 1 coat moved from the middle hook to the far hook. I unlocked the gate, closed and locked it behind me to check the offices. This was about 8 p.m. and the last of the employees had left, but I figured maybe one returned. Catwalk was empty, and so are the offices. There was no other way down. So now I'm a little freaked out, but I figure it's just my mind. So I go back down and lock the gate and head to the lounge area. Next round is done and the coats are moved, each hanging on an alternating hook. Now I'm a little pissed thinking someone is definitely messing with me. Back up to the catwalk. Empty. Check the offices. Empty. Lock the gate and check the back and front doors. They are all locked shut. Alarm is on. I go back to the lounge and lock myself in there. F whatever was going on. Check the monitors we had. Nothing. Every time I did a round, the coats changed. I actually stopped doing rounds and figured if they want to fire me, I don't care. Damn, something was there then. You know what? I believe this. You know, sometimes you're trying to find something, right? And you look everywhere for that something, and you give up looking, and then you come back in, and then it's just there on your table, in front of you. Like, what the hell? What the hell? Like, am I the crazy one? Or like, what's going on? Like, did I seriously not see this in front of me? Huh? Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys next time.